man. He had 3 daughters. Tall one, medium height one, and a small one. The tallest daughter, bit of a slag to be honest, orange, like the owner of Essex. Yeah. The middle daughter copied her. Smallest daughter, on the other hand, she was smart, clever, charitable even. One night, the father wondered how much his daughters loved him, so he asks them. First daughter gives her supple response, "I love you more than anything in the world, Daddy." Second daughter does the same. Third daughter, really clever, so she thinks. Back in those days, you had to preserve your meat with salt, because they had no fridges, because it was all like the 80s or something. Oh, no. So she thinks. So she goes, "Father, I love you more than salt is meat." Father thinks, and there's an awkward silence, like when you cough in the middle of a math exam. So he thinks. Then he looks at her and screams, "Get out of my house!" The daughter gets a little bit depressed, walks out the house mumbling a few horrible words underneath her breath. She walks out. She's completely alone. She belongs to no place. You can see it's raining. You can actually see the snow coming across the horizon. All she's wearing is a strapless dress. So she's noticed this little bush of thorns. So she makes herself a cloak. From that day, she called herself Caparoshes. So she walked along for like many, many weeks. She comes across a tower, knocks on the door with a big knock. You can hear very quietly people from the door whispering and coming towards the door. So he opens the door and looks at her and goes, "What?" The daughter, this girl, just asks very politely, goes, "Have you got a job?" Cook looked at her and hit him and went, "No, it's the recession. Go away." So she begs and she pleads and she goes, "Oh, I asked for his food and shelter." So he looks at her and thinks, gives her the job. She was thrilled, she was happy, she was completely alive, I can't describe it. So she's done this job, like day in, day out, scrubbing pots and pans for the cook. It's a bit boring, like when you're shopping in Asda. So she's done that. So one night, there's a party at the Prince's. He invites her, and all the maids, and the cooks, and everyone else. These girls, as she believed, were her friends. They've asked her to go. She's went no. She's denied the invite. She didn't really want to go herself. So they left her with her washing. She felt a bit annoyed. But then she realised she had a dress on underneath her little cloak. So she washes her hair, does her makeup, she looks amazing. So she walks into this party. The prince looks at her with the corner of his eye. And he smiles. He's love-struck. He's just amazed at this girl. She doesn't talk to him. She completely ignores it. He gets really annoyed. So he asks her. He asks her out. She denies it. So he's just a bit fed up after she's gone. This happens many, many parties. Until like the 7th, he finally puts up the courage to ask her Facebook account. She doesn't give it him, claiming she deactivated it. So he's got a little bit offended and left her. Next 2 parties. Asks for a BBM pin. Asks her Twitter account. Denies it. And then he goes really, really sick. First day you see him going pale. Second day he had a bit of a greenish colour. Third day he just looked completely utter rubbish. He was lying in bed doing absolutely nothing. He wouldn't eat, he wouldn't sleep, he couldn't drink, he just couldn't think at all. The cook was at death's door. So the cook has decided to give it one last go. So she's asked Caparoshes to walk up to his room with a bowl of his favourite cereal. So she's walking up the stairs with a bowl of Rice Krispies and a big spoon in her hand. Bangs on the door, walks through, completely like cocky. And he just looks at her and smiles. He goes, "Oh, I know who you are." She's like, "Oh, do you?" Looking a bit worried. I think he's perving on me. So he just sort of looks, so she looks away, and then he looks at her again and again and again. He goes, "You were at my parties, weren't you?" She's like, "Yes, I was." So he asks her back out. She denies it. He asks many, many, many times. She says yes. They go out for a bit, like about 3 months. He proposes to her, so she agrees. His colours were, he was still a bit ill when he was going out with her, but the minute she said yes to this proposal, his colours filled with colour, his afro came back to puffiness. His name was Stefan. Stefan, it's about this tall. Bit of flexible eyebrows. You know, like average sex god? Yeah. So, they get married, they have this big fat gypsy wedding. So they're going round town, making all the peasants jealous. She invites her father to this wedding. Asks the cook to put in a song, it's me, to make a statement to her father. Comes along, father comes to the food. White takes one bite and spits it out like a child eating vegetables, just looks at it and denies to eat his food. Prince goes up to him, goes up to this man, looking very offended. Goes, why won't you eat my food? He bursts out crying in tears, with floods of tears in the river. So he explains his story of what he did to his daughter and how horribly he felt. The daughter just turned around and smirked. He gave his heartbeating story of how he loved her with all his heart and didn't mean to offend her. She was just like, he lies to him. Seriously. So she turns around, goes up to her dad. He goes, Father, it's me, can you not recognise my face? So the father looks at her, he's ecstatic, he's begging for mercy, he's begging for an apology, he's just literally on his knees. The daughter does not forgive him for what he said. The sisters are there, this party anyway. They're sort of looking at her husband and trying to harass him. They get taken off by the guards. So the father sat there alone, asked his daughter to come back home. She denies the offer. Then eventually, she looks him in the eye and goes, I forgive you, Father. How do you think the father felt this time?
Good.
Thank you so much. Father felt so happy. He's like, I finally got my daughter back. He asks her to come home. She denies this offer. But she goes, I will offer to see you twice a week. So she does. This goes on for months and months and months. The prince and the princess live happily ever after. The father gets true love and still lives in this house. And that all of Rice Krispies, it went mouldy.